the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here with the OP Racing Premier Series as they kick off the round of 8 here at Talladega for the Dega 250. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and I will be your host for all of tonight's festivities. Qualifying is underway. Drivers are laying down the lap times as fast as they can. And right now, Sebastian Marin with a 54.29 sits atop the leaderboard on that pole position. Sebastian Marin, no stranger to sitting on the pole. He has Cody Nagels to his outside for the moment, but here comes the 7 of Josh Milam to try and take that spot away. Milam across the start-finish line here at Talladega, and Josh Milam going to end up in 17th spot. Not a bad run for the driver of the number 7. Gabe Butler in the 88 making his way to the start-finish line. Gabe Butler up into 3rd spot. Not good enough for the pole position, but a solid qualifying run out of the 88. Andy Brigante in the 13 making his way down the backstretch and heading off into turns 3 and 4. 26 cars have taken a qualifying time so far here tonight, and the 13 of Andy Brigante going to make his way through the tri-oval and heading for the start finish line, and Brigante ends up in the 20th spot so far here tonight. So with that said, we're going to step away for the national anthem, and we'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are getting ready to fire off the round of 8, the first race in the round of 8. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Al Smith is in the booth with me tonight. He was coughing a bit, so we couldn't talk to him before, but Al, you're here now and we're ready to go.
Yeah, we are, and the field's starting to roll off, so let's jump right to it, KR. Let's get to the starting lineup for tonight's race here at Dega. Sebastian Marin will start on the pole. Outside of him will be car number 6, that is Cody Nagels. Gabe Butler and Richard Sanchez will make up row number 2. Kevin Freis, Peter DeBorgia make up row number 3. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 will start 7th, and outside of him, the number 44, this is Anthony English. Jimmy Reynolds and Les Levy make up row number 5.
Row number 6 will be Jeff Crosby Jr. and Jim Maier in the 95. Row number 7, Eric Laurie and Zach Fritsch in the 12. Row 8, Rick Siebrands in the 4 and Logan Helton in the 63. Row number 9, the 04 of Mark Mann and the 24 of Tyler Miller. Row 10 will be Vicente Guerrero and David Booth in the 77.
Row number 11 is going to see John Guerrera in the number 59 starting 21st, and Andy Brigante in the Lamborghini 13 starting 22nd. Casey Gilchrist and Josh Milam will make up row number 12. Row number 13 is going to go to David Overstreet in his number 46, and Nate Warren in car number 9. 27th starting spot will go to the 53 of Dave Hunt. Outside of him, the number 21, this is Daniel Holloway. Sean McCara and Jeff Crosby will make up row number 15.
Row 16, the 05 of Brian Wang and Sean Stevens in the 27. And the final starting spot here tonight, that is the 19 of Zach Workman. So Al, this field is ready to fire off for the first race in the round of 8. Let's take a look at our race info here for the Dega 250 presented by Butt Kicker Season 10. This round of 8 is fired off. 2 races in the round of 8 here tonight, all about the points. 4 drivers are going to survive into the next round, the championship battle coming up at Daytona. Nobody is locked in just yet. Our stages are at lap 25 and 50, and 1 fast repair is available to our drivers here tonight. Green flag is in the air. We are underway here tonight for the Dega 250, and side by side they go off into turn number 1.
Sebastian Marin showing the way on the outside. Cody Nagels there, the inside line a little bit formed up better here on the start, and Sebastian Marin will take the sole possession of the race lead off turn number 2. Watch for the momentum to get rolling on the outside as Nagels has Sanchez right up to the back bumper now. Watch the 6 car. He'll start to squirt out towards the front of this one. They'll be side by side for the race lead as they enter turn 3.
Sebastian Marin has the advantage for the moment on the inside line, but Cody Nagels starting to build some momentum. We'll see if that plays out for him as the 88 of Gabe Butler stole that momentum away. And that is a move that we will see here quite a bit tonight. The 88 making that slicing move to the top lane.
Yeah, and that outside lane, historically, you build a little bit of momentum. You start to lose a little bit of ground on the entrance to the center of the corner, even off the corner. But then you get such a run down the vectors. You see Butler as he'll get blocked in by the 23 of Marin. And Marin went from the bottom lane to the outside, able to control that lane. That puts Kevin Freis into the catbird seat as he has Hunter Reynolds in that 26 right there behind him, pushing him pretty good. So right now, 2 lanes, but we got a third one starting to form up as they come off turn number 4.
Trying to make a third lane. 3 cars in that outside up along the wall. But right now the battle is at the front, side by side. Kevin Freis and Sebastian Marin side by side. Everyone chiming in on YouTube. Thank you very much for saying hello. Kevin Nagels, how you doing? Miss Mara, great to see you. And Miss Maxine, those I gotta tell you, those 2 ladies right there make my day each and every night.
I know they get you all Twitter pated.
Something like that.
Yep. How about Les Levy working the outside lane? He's got 3 cars up there, David Booth, and then the 46 of Overstreet up there as well. As they come out there, only 3 cars working the extreme high side, and they are making some ground up. When will the drivers at the front of this field start to see this momentum? When will they pull up to become this? Right now, it is the Kraft, Shake and Bake, number 62 of Les Levy leading the charge in that 3rd lane. Meanwhile, Sebastian Marin playing the Pied Piper as he leads it off turn number 2.
23 has the advantage off of the corner and down the backstretch. Sebastian Marin, one of our championship contenders. Maybe I should change this up just a little bit for you guys. Sorry. I was watching the race. I forgot, Al. I'm in charge of pushing the buttons.
You are. You're a production truck tonight. You don't
I
remember
am.
that?
I was so caught up in the racing, I forgot to push the buttons.
That's all right. It's good racing. It's easy to do. Make sure you hit that thumbs up here. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you let these drivers know you appreciate their efforts as they are still working it. And Les Levy starting to get close to that top 10 is that 3rd lane. Still only 3 cars up there, and they are making some hay as Les Levy now cracks the top 10 in that 3rd lane. Now Sanchez will move up into that 3rd lane.
Sanchez working that 3rd lane up along the wall, falling back just a little bit. They're trying to get that 3rd lane happening, but not there just yet. Sebastian Marin still side by side, door to door with the 88 of Gabe Butler. This stage going to end at the completion of lap 25. So Al, that means from I would say lap 7, lap 8, the fuel window is open to make it to the end of this stage.
I think you're about right, Kay. I remember that will end at lap 25. Gabe Butler swings down to the inside of the block the advances of Sebastian Marin, leaving the air to get to the front of Cody Nagel's Chevy Camaro. 2 by 3 they work here up at the front of the field. The first 2 rows are 2 by 2. After that, they are 3 wide, being led by Sanchez, who jumped out in front of Levy, who is really making that outside lane work. And it is interesting to see right now. Playing nice, not a lot of side drafting. These drivers know a lot on the line. We saw it in the first opening round of the playoffs, KR. Not a single playoff driver picked up a win to lock themselves in. So how much is that weighing on the minds of the drivers? I know you went through and did a grid walk. How much of that is weighing on the minds of these drivers remaining in this championship hope here in the round of 8 that they might not win and have to point their way in?
You don't want to know what was talked about on my grid walk now. It had nothing to do with racing.
All right, that's fair enough.
It was a very, very awkward grid walk, and the reason for that is I'm gonna say that these guys are trying to play it cool. Honestly, no one.
I was gonna say, how much is that that's trying to stay loose, not to really think about it?
I think that was 90% of it. Not too many people wanted to talk about the race. Everyone was talking about something else, and I think it's because in the back of their minds it's weighing heavy on them, but they want to come out and just have a good time, have some fun. So they're projecting onto us as if I was a psychologist, I'd say you're projecting. They were all projecting the calm, cool, and aloof mode.
And I believe all of our chasers are coming down pit road right now. All the 8 drivers left, I believe, peeled off, came down. We'll have to see if there's any penalties, but it looks like a pretty clean entrance here as Cody Nagels has taken over the race lead over Peter DeBorgia and Anthony English. So that pack of cars right now, about 15 cars had not come down pit road. So Kara, you are correct. with your quick math that we were inside the window.
I mean, I'm just as surprised as you are that my quick math worked. All right, while we are under green flag pit stop cycles, once this clears, we'll go ahead and show you who our championship 8 are. But they are highlighted in green across the top of your screen. But we'll give you a total breakdown here. It was a total and complete point reset, so nobody has any more points than anyone else just yet. We have had a new fast lap, and that is from the driver of the 14, Vicente Guerrero, turning a 50.09. And Vicente has not been on pit road yet. So new fast lap at 50.09 from Vicente. And Guerrero, he is one of our championship contenders on Wednesday night in the championship 4. But not so much here on Monday, but definitely going after it for Wednesday night.
I was just going to say, you get to this Wednesday night, the championship race in KR. You'll be on the call for that one. And what is going to be a great season-ending race for the Wednesday night series. And it just shows you how unpredictable that these super speedway races are. I don't believe there are multiple drivers in the multiple chases. Just looking at the quick sheet that they that you have, well, you provided me with. I'm not sure where you get the information from, but looking at Wednesday night, there's not one driver on the Wednesday night championship hunt list that's going for the championship on Mondays. It just shows you how unpredictable and how tough this Monday night series is, and they're all very difficult. So I'm not dismissing any of the racing series that the OP Premier Series has, but Monday nights is definitely one of the hardest.
That it is, and further proof of that is almost everyone who has made a pit stop has now turned their fastest lap of the race. They know the value of getting after it right now. We have 8 cars who have not come down pit road. We're looking at Hunter Reynolds right now as he leads this group of drivers who has made a pit stop. So we will assume that he takes over the race lead when everyone else hits pit road. Les Levy in that 62 shake and bake, a bit of a throwback paint scheme on that 62. And I gotta tell you, anytime Les Levy shows up with a different paint scheme or a throwback, you gotta watch out, because that means that man's on a mission.
I mean, a great looking car always, but this one looking pretty good out there. Leading it. He's got the Wild Turkey there chasing behind him, though, the 46 of Overstreet.
I gotta tell you, Wild Turkey 101, one of my favorite bourbons to make a drink with.
I'm gonna make you upset. I've never had it.
That's fine. You're missing out.
All right.
But,
I'll have to try it. I'll put it on my list.
Put it on your list. It's a very smooth, very tasty. All right.
I like smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth. Wild Turkey, not a lot of people know, but it's pretty smooth. There's a reason why Wild Turkey has been around for as long as it has.
Well, I mean, other than, I figured you just liked it because you're a Wild Turkey.
Oh, oof.
Ooh,
I
shots
am
fired.
wild for sure, but I don't know about a turkey. Hey,
that is
Al,
true.
new fast lap. Zach Workman.
Yeah.
49.80.
How about that? And what manufacturer is that, KR?
Oh, he's cheated. Cheated. He cheated. It's fine. It's fine, Al. We know you have to cheat to keep up.
That's all right.
It's fine.
Hey,
listen, I know how much I cheat at the races I participate in, and I still win. And anytime someone beats me, I know they're cheating as well.
but have you been caught?
Not yet.
So you're cheating to the maximum then. That's good.
Sort of. I mean, I built my car to how they tech.
Yep.
That's what's important.
That's what you got to do.
I read the rule book and I said, well, it doesn't say I can't do that. And then race control came out and said, you have 2 weeks to fix this. We know it doesn't say you can't do it, but you can't do it.
So you would have done what I would have done. You would you found the gray area and make them tell you no.
Correct.
That's the way I would have done it. I did that in go-karts.
Yep, that's how I did it. Yep. They came out and said, we like what you've done. It looks great. But that's not legal.
Yep. We had a guy
we'll give
do
you
that.
2 weeks. We'll change the rules, but we'll give you 2 weeks to address it. And I said, that's fine. I'll live with it.
We had a guy do that this weekend, KR, at my RC car traveling tour. That's kind of getting a little bit bigger, but we have a tire roll in one of the classes, and well, he played it to the perfect tee. You know what I mean? So got it to where the tires were soft enough to get rid of what needed to be on the car for tech, and was a rocket ship during the races. So more power to him for working within the rules. That's how I look at it.
Hey, if you're within the rules at that moment and they turn around and say, we're going to make a rule to stop this, you did everything right.
And that's how I look at it myself.
I want to be the reason they make a rule.
Have they made a KR rule?
Kind of.
All right.
A little bit. Where I race is a club. So club members get to vote and determine what the rules are as our leaders peel off for pit road, lest they be coming down pit lane. Brakes locked up. The Wild Turkey 101 looking like it's a bit drunk, but holds on to it. But one of my requests was, hey, let's make heat races count for something.
Okay.
Because I am what's called a lazy race car driver.
Okay.
I'm fat and lazy. I'm overweight and old. I want to get the race over. You play the handicap game. Huh?
And you play the handicap game.
Yeah, I want to get the race over as soon as possible, so I go as fast as I can and usually win heat races. That usually means I start at the back of the feature, which means I have more work to get back to the front. So I said, hey, let's make these heat races count for something. And so our heat races now count for something. And raced last Saturday night, won my heat race, won the feature. First time ever that first time out I did that. So
well, congratulations, sir. I know I forgot to check in with you. It's been a weekend. Last night was a little rough here with sickness and still getting over it. Having some muscle spasms and stuff still, but everything's on the mend right now. Is congratulations on the win. I know that you put a lot of work into your effort, just like these guys out here at the front of the field. And right now, Sebastian Marin is in a dogfight with Hunter Reynolds. And you know how much these points mean? Look at all the green up inside the top 10 right now. You see the green spoilers, green name tags up on these cars. Those are your 8 drivers left in the championship hunt here in the round of 8. Like KR said, it's only 2 weeks long, so 2 drivers will definitely point their way in, if not more. They work down here in the turn number 3, and Marin still showing away. And these drivers make me a little bit nervous, KR. They are still 3x3 with just 6 laps to go at the line.
Oh yeah, they are all digging hard, and you talk about being nervous. They're feeling this pressure right now, and the more you're focused on the pressure, the more you're apt to make a mistake. And with all these green spoilers in this mix, ooh, it's just getting more and more intense. And with it being the final few races, oh man, that pressure is high right now for all of the drivers out there.
Yes, it is. And look at that. Logan Helton working the outside lane in front of Gabe Butler. He's got Wang there inside the top 10. Remember that the driver of the number 05, Brian Wang, started shotgun on the field. KR started way out back. Has worked his way easily up, or not easily, but up through the field. And they are working it very well as they work down here cross stripe with just 4 laps remaining.
Stage 1 ending very quickly here. But we have had a few drivers get in trouble with their pit stops. First time around, Tyler Miller, Jimmy Reynolds, Vicente Guerrero, all down a lap. That leaves Workman in the 04, last car on the lead lap, as he works with Sean McCara in the 71. Those two cars finding themselves running nose to tail. And so, Al, with that being said, Hunter Reynolds and Sebastian Marin battling it out. Hunter Reynolds has nothing to lose. How much do you think he pressures that 23 right now?
Well, you gotta also remember, I believe that Hunter Reynolds is on the same team as the 19 of Workman, if I am correct with that, KR. Same with Zach Fritz. So their main goal is to take points away from the drivers that they're battling, that Workman is battling for that championship 10. They're all going to run with respect, but you know that your teammates are your best friends, correct? Until they're not. As one car blows up, it looks like the 12 of Fritz motor expired, maybe got too hot. Not sure what happened there.
Before Rick Siebrands out of shape too.
Yeah, I think that caught. I think when the 12's motor expired, insert Ford joke here, KR. I think that really caught Siebrands off guard. That inside lane has now dissipated. It's going to take a minute to get lined back up. So you got to wonder, you got to keep those motors cool. Zach Fritz, unfortunately, going to have to go to the pits. And right now Workman's going to cut down in front of the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Here comes Freis. The moves are being made. A high-speed chess match with just 2 laps to go.
Yeah, that chess match starting to shape up. Everyone getting after it to try and earn all the points that they can, because let's be honest, every point they get right now is huge, because there is only 2 races. Before this is all said and done, let's look at our point standings. Like I said, everyone squared up at zeros. Those are our championship 8 contenders as they make their way around to go 2 laps to go in this stage. Our stage winners so far this season, all listed right there. Quite a few stage winners, and that is going to be huge to win a stage, because that is 10 bonus points to your favor. And the drivers who have been hot in the last 3 races, Brian Wang, Rick Siebrands, and Kevin Freis, your top 3 points earners. All those guys in this list, all championship contenders.
At the R, and I want to say hi to Liberty Fires. He's joined us tonight, KR. He just talked about him last week. Good to have Liberty chiming in. How are you doing tonight? Meanwhile, the white flag will fly this time by. Who is going to win stage number 1? We'll find out in 2.66 miles.
Talladega is 2.66 miles. Daytona registered as a 2.5 mile. And that was because they wanted Talladega to be the biggest, the baddest, the meanest track that they could have. And here we go. Final lap in stage number 1. Sebastian Marin in the 23 has the race lead for the moment, but here comes Logan Helton in the outside lane in that 63. He's got the momentum. Can he carry it through turns 3 and 4? Kevin Freis says, not so fast.
Here he comes out on the inside. Freis getting a good push from Zach Workman. He's going to hug that yellow line, and that is the out of bounds mark. But here comes Sebastian Marin. He's got a head of steam from the friend, entry number 6 of Nagels. At the stripe, who's it gonna be? It looks like it's gonna be the 23 of Marin picking up the stage 1 win over Kevin Freis and Cody Nagels unofficially.
So the 23 gets stage number 1. Sebastian Marin championship contender, earning that first 10 bonus points. And that is going to be huge because there is literally, there's only 4 stages in total for the bonus points, Al, in this round of 8. So you got an opportunity to earn 40 bonus points.
Mm-hmm. And that could be the difference of making it in or sitting out in that final race down at Daytona. Now, are they going to be mean, KR? Are they going to make them run the bumpy Daytona for the championship race? Or is it going to be the pool table smooth? I know what I would do if I was...
What would you do, Al?
I'd make them run on the bumpy one on a hot, sunny, greasy day.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was thinking of your beard and hot and sunny and greasy.
Yep. You were thinking about popcorn with the greasy.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
I got lost in your eyes.
It's all right. It happens. Oh, Lord.
This broadcast is off the rails before it even started.
I mean, it started off the rails because you thought it was just you to begin with.
It did.
I'm wondering if the 23 is out of gas. He is slow.
He is slow and losing speed. And because of that, Kevin Freis hits pit road first. And I think that is going to give the 25 the stage win.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for race control to confirm that. But I would agree with you, KR. Remember, you have to come down pit road under your own power and maintaining pace car speed in the OP Premier Monday Night rule book. So we'll wait for official word, but I believe you are correct.
All right, so with that happening, a few cars going around the track. They did not come down pit road. With all of that being said, we are going to step away. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
racing. You wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field is stacked up behind the Ford Buttstain as we get ready to fire off for stage number 2. We never got confirmation, but that means that unofficially our stage winner is Kevin Freis in the 25. And both me and Al concur that our quick math lines up to be the 25. Cody Nagels, Logan Helton, going to lead this field to the green flag. Al, here we go once again to fire off stage number 2.
Yeah, stage number 1, green, the checker. We'll see how rambunctious and anxious these drivers are going to get over the next 21 laps. You remember, stage number 2 will end at the completion of lap number 50. Right now, it looks like everyone but 3 racers are on the lead lap. Tyler Miller, Sean McCarron, and Vicente Guerrero down 1 lap to the arrears. Green flag is up. We're back underway, and Cody Nichols jumps out to a good advantage with Josh Milam right there behind him. Zach Workman on the inside lane. Up top it is Logan Helton, the 88 of Gabe Butler, and Crosby in that number 33, the Skull Bandit, in the red and white Skull Bandit this week, KR. He had been just in that black and orange one. I liking it. He must have heard us.
Yeah, that Jeff Crosby Jr. in those Skull Bandit paint schemes. He's playing to the favorites right here. I mean, he knows who's in control of the camera. Has to get those good paint schemes on.
Yeah. What was your favorite color again? From last season?
I think mine was the red one.
The one that's on it. Yeah, that's what mine is. Yeah. Cody Nagel's out on the point now, but here comes the W Energy number 63 of Logan Helton. He's got a good push from the Guinness 88 of Sean Butler. Is the top 2 cars in that middle lane, both looking for the move on to round to the championship 4. Would like to punch their ticket here tonight, but the first to do that, you must survive the race here to the last lap and hopefully avoid any trouble. These drivers racing with a lot of respect here tonight. In KR, it's been intense, but this track, all being super wide, allows for a lot of racing room. These drivers know a lot is on the line for the championship 8 currently, as Vicente Guerrero tucks out a line behind Jim Maier.
Logan Helton in the 63 leads that lap. Andy Brigante in the 13, leading the charge in the 3rd lane. Les Levy in the 62 on his back bumper. Several drivers in the back half of this field just turned their fastest lap. And they are getting after it. And I'll tell you what, Al, stage number 2, it's not going to be a joke, because stage 1, everyone seemed to be playing nice. Now that means stage 2, they all know where their limits are all of a sudden. They're going to start pushing buttons a little bit harder.
Yeah, and to that point, KR, they also know the time's running out. This stage, not a full 25 laps long. Like we said, when we took the green flag, there was only 21 laps in this stage number 2. So you can kind of play the numbers game, stretch it, maybe short pit a little bit. You know, it all depends on what your team and your crew chief all have laid out. For this stage, not a full 25 laps. And then once we go back green flag racing at the completion of stage number 2, we're looking at about a 40 lap shootout. So this is about half the distance of that final shootout. So right now, maybe a good time to see how far back you can be. How long does it take you to get back towards your front or get runs? a lot of learning going on. I know these drivers do this week in and week out, but every week is a learning curve as some drivers start to peel off. Gabe Butler, the first one to come to pit road.
Everyone will have to make a pit stop here in this stage, and a few drivers hitting it very early. And Al, the reason for that is more often than not, the first time you come down, or I shouldn't say the first time, the first group of drivers to hit pit road usually come out with the race lead when it's all said and done.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. Make sure none of those drivers have any penalties on pit road, but Gabe Butler and a few other chase contenders hitting pit road first, so we'll see how that plays out and make a note of who those were. Meanwhile, Logan Helton's still out front. He's got the 6 of Cody Nagels tucked in behind him. Kevin Freis on the inside lane. Here comes the 33 of Jeff Crosby as we got some more takers coming down pit road, making about a dozen cars coming down.
Cody Nagels in the 6, locked up the brakes. The 63 of Logan Helton really locked him up. He gets it settled down. We're going to see who gets a speeding penalty. If they do, maybe everyone got it slowed down enough, but we're going to have to wait and see how this all plays out. So, top 13 cars have not hit pit road here in stage number 2.
No, and right now, this, if you were going to get a speeding penalty, not that you want one, but this would be the time to do so, right? You got the stage break coming up here at the completion of lap 50. You maybe get back on the lead lap if you do go down a lap, as Crosby still leads it over Jim Maier in Overstreet as they come off of turn 4. Now Maier, McCarron, a slew of about 6 cars coming down pit road.
33 and the 95 split the lanes along with the 071 and the 71. So Al, green flag pit stops wholeheartedly taking place, but man, that wild turkey back out in front.
Yeah, he's back out front. He's got a Lamborghini chasing him. It's pretty cool to see a Lamborghini NASCAR. The only place you'll see it is right here on Monday nights. It could have been a real thing in the Cup Series, KR, I believe. I think with the way the new Cup cars are, they could have really taken a lot of the manufacturers from that. I think it's IMSA Class 4, and those manufacturers could have really maybe jumped into NASCAR and upped the car counts a little bit, but maybe down the road. What do you think?
Sorry, I was getting some text messages from people in my class, my race car class. So trying to rally the troops, and I didn't want to ignore it. So sorry, I'm here now. Hey,
you're all right.
That 14 Vicente Guerrero, did you see his paint scheme?
I did not.
What's it look like to you?
14. Let's see here, Carrie. You'll find him on the racetrack. I know he's down a few laps. It looks like to me the old IROC scheme. Not really the
True Value
car.
IROC paint schemes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a sharp looking car. Good idea.
I like that a lot.
It's green.
Well, that's his fault. But the paint scheme itself is a great throwback to one of, I want to say that was like the final era of IROC.
Yep.
So
that was a good series. I don't think you could do that with today's day and age. I know the SRX is doing it, KR, and I don't know if you've watched much of that or get to watch much of that, but I've enjoyed that. So
I enjoy all forms of racing. Speaking of, did you see who won the Kentucky Derby this weekend?
The number 8, I think it was it Margie? Something like that. Mage. There we go. I was close. I was on the board, just not a bullseye.
I'll give you that. As you tried to say Margot, Margaret. Anything but mage. It's fine. It's fine. You had the first 2 letters. 3.
It's all
I can't count.
Right? I mean, doesn't that count for something?
I'll give it to you.
Do I get a participation ribbon?
I'll give you a trophy.
All right, nice. I like it.
It's a standing trophy. It's only about 3 inches tall, though.
Oh, that's bigger than a wall. Hey, Anthony English set the fast lap of the race last time by with a 49.58.
He is one of the drivers who has made a pit stop. And so that, Al, that tells me, you know, how many times have we seen these guys come off a pit road and then they set their best lap of the race?
Yeah, right now, I mean, Hunter Reynolds, Sebastian Marin. Remember, Workman was one of the cars that first down pit road. He's up at the front of this pack as well. So, KR, you called it. You know, these drivers are, you know, have to take in, for a lack of better terms, try to do something to get up front and get these points. Because you know how well as I do is how important they are. I know the viewers are probably sick of us talking about points, but I keep thinking about the first opening round of the first 3 races where not a chase driver won a single race to lock themselves in.
Man, it takes so much to go right to lock yourself into the championship 4, but that is why we do this, because we could look at all, let's see, this season has been, it's scheduled to be 19 races. We've completed 16. We could go back and look at who has been the best racer in the 16 completed races and say, that one should win the championship, right? But how many times have you seen your favorite stick and ball sport, that team comes away with the most wins, but drops it all when it counts?
Yep. Well, I mean, look at in the NHL playoffs. I don't know if you pay attention to hockey, and I'm sorry if there's any Boston Bruins fans out there. They had the best record in the NHL, and they lose in round 1. Out of the playoffs, they're playing golf right now.
I kind of feel bad for them, but I don't, because I'm a Red Wings fan.
I gotcha.
And I mean, after 30 some years of being in the playoffs, we finally said, we're gonna let you guys do it now. So,
well,
I don't know if I'm ever gonna see the playoffs.
I'm right there with you, brother. So, the first time since I think it was 2006, since my team hasn't been in the postseason. So, it happens, right? It's just one of those deals.
Are you Rangers?
No, Penguins. Rangers are in the playoff.
Oh, shouldn't know.
Well, they were.
Okay. Penguins.
Yep.
Oh, that explains the way you walk.
Absolutely.
Okay. Never mind. Just waddle.
That's right. I can always find water.
All right. So the Wild Turkey, which I don't think there's any NHL teams associated with the turkey.
Nope.
But I could be proven wrong at any moment, as usual.
Well, they could rebrand the team.
It could. I mean, it could end up being the Las Vegas Golden Turkeys.
It could.
Yeah. But we'll see. Working lap 44 of 94, David Overstreet, Andy Brigante. They have not hit pit road here in stage number 2. They're going to have to peel off here at some point. They are trying to stretch their tanks as far as they can in hopes that something happens. Of the drivers who have hit pit road, Sebastian Marin, Zach Workman, Hunter Reynolds, they all find themselves leading these respective lanes. They are 3 wide, pushing each other's buttons as hard as they can.
That they are, and they are still racing it out pretty darn hard back there. Is they still wait for the first 4 cars to come down pit road, which I don't think they can make it, KR. I think right now they're just trying to play to see maybe if they get a yellow flag, regain that track position or whatnot, but they're going to have to come down pit road sooner than later as they Well, we promised the racing would get a little bit more anxious. I think 3 wides is more than anxious enough. When do we go 4?
Now?
All right.
I mean, if I was out there and let's say I was a championship contender and all my championship contenders were in front of me, I'd be getting after it.
Well, I mean, you got Logan Helton. He's sitting in the back in spot. Let's see. He is, looks like down a lap. So Helton lost the lap somehow, missed it. Oh, damage to the front of the 23 of Marin. Oh, one car blowing up, KR. Is that going to cause issues? Looks like the 31 of Casey Gilchrist has lost power. I saw a big puff of smoke. Maybe it wasn't him.
He is keeping pace. So maybe it was a bit of contact.
Maybe. I saw smoke there. I definitely know Sebastian Marin made contact to the backside of Zach Workman. A little bit of damage to both of those cars. The front end of that Camaro for Sebastian Marin wrinkled up just a little bit. Well, the pushes are starting to get a little bit harder.
All right, Sean Stevens remains our race leader. He is the only driver to not hit pit road. John Guerrero, Andy Brigante, and David Overstreet all came down pit lane. 77 at David Booth, first car 1 lap down. He is tucked in tight behind our race leader. So when Stevens hits pit road, Booth will get onto the lead lap. He will be the last car on the lead lap. Sean McCarra in the 71 looking like he's in position to get the free pass. Oh, trouble in front of him. The 7 of Josh Milam goes around and yellow flag comes out. Not yet. There it is. Yellow flag is out.
Oh, trouble for the 44. Looks like the car really broke.
Wow,
Not sure what
it is
happened.
broken. The front wheels aren't even on the ground.
Tough break for English. And the question is, does Sean Stevens make it on pit road before the yellow flag came out?
On board with the 44 of Anthony English here.
Oh, he just made contact.
Just got clipped by the 7. And that was, it broke the rear end.
Yeah, knocked the housing right out of it, looks like.
See if we can't get another good shot of it. He's doing everything he can, giving lots of room to the crashing cars, and wham!
I don't think he saw the 7 coming back up down that low, would be my guess, KR. And I believe that's going to end it for stage number 2. I would, if I, you feeling, you picking up what I'm putting down, KR?
I'm feeling you up and down. I mean, picking up what you're putting down.
All right. Lincoln logs.
And on the pit road, when they hit pit lane, this is how it's going to play out for the stage. And Kevin Freis, first one on the pit road.
Was Freis not Marin?
I'm sorry. Oh.
Do you need my glasses?
Oh, I'm wearing mine. Does it count?
I don't know. I don't know if you can see or not.
Oh my goodness. I could see clearly, but I was thinking, you know, the questions popped up with Kevin Freis, and now we got Sebastian Marin. Oh dear.
It's all good, KR.
Yeah. You say that.
I do.
All right, you know what? Let's see. Al, why don't you talk to Sebastian Marin and see how he's doing?
All right, Sebastian Marin, this is Al Smith up in the turn 3 booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. I got you.
All right, Sebastian, we know, we're pretty confident that you're the stage 2 winner here. Is that ended the yellow flag came out there for a couple car incident. The racing seems to be intense. You got a little bit of front end damage. Are you worried about that?
To be honest, I didn't know I had front end damage until I stopped there. I'm guessing that was when Workman was pixel perfect clear, because I did clip him when he came down. So it's only 6 seconds, so I'm not too worried. I'll know if I get behind another car, and then it'll start overheating. So I'm not too worried right now. Maybe as a pusher I might be. Who knows?
Now we come into the night's run here. The round of 8, you're looking to move on to that round of 4. What's it going to take over these next 2 races? We're in this final stage. Obviously, a win punches your ticket, but what is the goal for the 23? Obviously, victory lane. But if that is on, let's say, out of the question here tonight, what's a good night for the 23?
Yeah, like you said, either win or, to be honest, just survive and get to the end clean. Because I mean, last round, that's how I made it by. I mean, my car was destroyed, but a lot of other cars were out of the race, and that's the way I managed to make it to the next round. So to be honest, just survive, keep your car clean, because you never know what could happen on the last lap. I mean, you could be 25th and then get a top 5, so who knows?
Yeah, definitely one of those things. How's the racing been out there from your vantage point? We've seen you up front. We've seen you in the middle of the pack. Where do you want to keep this 23 here in this final stage?
To be honest, the racing's probably been the best racing all season, if I'm being honest. It's been very intense, very tight. With Workman there, I think we tapped doors 2 or 3 times. Luckily, no net code happened between us. And then I feel like you want to be either in the first 2 rows of either line, or you probably want to be at the back, just trying to stay out of trouble. So at least for me, my goal is just going to stay out front and hopefully try to lead most of this race and be there at the end.
All right, well, the lights are out on top of the pace car. Who makes it all possible for you? Who you got to give a quick shout out to before we go back to Green Flag Racing?
Yeah, my great teammates over at Del Cup Games, Cody, Hunter, Steve, Zach. Unfortunately, those 2 couldn't make it because personal reasons, but have my other teammates, Cody and Hunter, so I want to give a big shout out to them. I'm the only car left in the playoffs, so they've been a really big help so far this race, and hopefully they'll be a great help for the remainder of the season.
All right, well, congratulations on the stage 2 win. We hope to talk to you at the end of this one. Good luck here.
Thank you very much.
There you go, KR. That's Sebastian Marin picking up the stage 2 win. Says he's going to try to survive if he cannot be in the first 2 rows.
That's what you got to do. If you can't be up front winning this thing, you for sure want to survive. You want to get a top 5 finish, and that's a great mentality to have here in the final 2 races, or in the 2 races in the round of 8. Is if you can't win, salvage whatever points you can get.
Yeah, and right now, our regular season champion, Logan Helton, buried down 1 lap in the 32nd position. What's his mission here in this final stage?
If you're Logan Helton and you're buried right now as he is, your mission is to work into the top 5. Anything from the top 5 forward, like if you get into the top 5, that's great. Anything outside of that, that's just gravy on your biscuit.
Absolutely. Pace car headed back to the charging station, and it is the 510 of Sanchez and Sebastian Marin, your front row. We heard talk about the 6 seconds worth of damage on that 23. Let's see how well it will do on the front of the car as they work into the Geico restart zone, and we are back underway for the final stage of the Talladega, the final trip here to Talladega this season.
It is the final time we hit Talladega. Next week, we will be at the bumpy Daytona, the Legacy Daytona, and then we wrap this season up. We crown our champion at the Daytona International Speedway at night. So sun goes down, track cools off a little bit, but that action on the speedway will be oh so hot you could fry an egg on it.
You're telling me nighttime is the right time?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Larry Mike said that and
right.
Made it work pretty good, but yeah.
All right, I stole that from him. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't recommend lying now because that makes you a liar.
Unless it's at nighttime and you're going to sleep, then you can lay down.
Ooh, that was me last night. I was in bed asleep at 9:30.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. It was a rough night last night. I think maybe a total of 3 hours, and not because of the little one. She's been great. But enough about that. Here they go. Zach Workman to the point over Sebastian Marin, who's got Crosby tucked up behind him in his back pocket. Here comes the 5'10" of Sanchez and Jim Maier as well. So 3 of the top 5 all championship hopefuls as they work here. And here comes Vicente Guerrero and Logan Helton giving him a push. So Helton trying to get back up there. He's got to get in front of Vicente. So those two drivers working the extreme high side of the speedway. That's the race within the race. We're watching Workman and Marin trying to duke it out for the race lead. Meanwhile, Helton and the 14 of Guerrero, they are battling for the lucky dog spot.
Trying to get 3 wide as Vicente Guerrero has Logan Helton and Tyler Miller there with him, but down on the bottom, Zach Workman, Sebastian Marin, they are duking it out door to door. Les Levy in the 62 up to the high side. He went from the bottom coming off of turn 2 to the top side as they enter turn number 3. So he wanted nothing to do with those lanes down on the bottom.
No, and Les Levy has really been working the extreme high side of the speedway all night long, or afternoon long, excuse me. We're still in daytime here. As they work down here through the tri-oval, and Guerrero, the top 3 cars in the outside lane, KR, they are all down 1 lap behind these race leaders, so they are trying to do it the hard way. Meanwhile, Guerrero's going to drop down to that inside middle lane, as they are still 3 wide. As now Logan Helton, if the yellow flag were fly, he would be the free pass car, but Zach Workman leads this race off of turn number 2.
He might lead it off of turn number 2, but here comes the 63 of Logan Helton. He is trying to get back onto the lead lap. He is the lead car in this group, but he is the last car on the lead lap. And behind them, they are all starting to get a bit wibbly wobbly as they were touching the yellow line, touching the apron. I saw a couple cars throwing smoke because of that.
Yeah, you don't want to get down to the apron. It is such a gradual, well, not a gradual, it is a steep drop off from the banking here at Talladega Superspeedway down to the inside groove. We've seen that cause a lot of trouble throughout the years here at Talladega. So far, everybody been able to keep it green so far as they work down the back stretch. Only 1 yellow flag due to an incident here tonight, and that was between Josh Milam and Anthony English on the backstretch, the end stage number 2. If you're just joining us in, welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network here for the OP Premier Series. We're in the final stage of the evening. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let these drivers know you appreciate their efforts out there, as they are racing really hard. And I'm keeping an eye on that 23 car, KR. Remember, he talked about in our interview, he wasn't sure if he'd be able to keep the car cool enough being tucked up behind someone.
Well, we're going to find out because he is several cars deep in that line right now. Zach Workman, our race leader, so that means he has trapped Logan Helton, Vicente Guerrero, and Tyler Miller behind him. But those 3 cars, let me tell you, they're going to do everything they can to make that 19 sweat some Instacart tomatoes out of his pores.
Absolutely, and they are pushing and jiving. Right now, if you are Workman, how worried are you about the cars behind you giving you too much of a push? Right now, you know that those cars, well, they're trying to get back on the lead lap. Also, you know one of them has the green window sticker, so you know that's a championship rival. You want to keep that car down 1 lap, as that's one potent race car week in and week out. And they are working it very hard here as they work lap 56 into the books, working lap 57. This one clicking off. It'll be a true 50-lap shootout here for stage number 2. And this one is going by lightning quick. And here comes the 63 of Helton. He'll jump up in front of Miller down the backstretch, trying to do the get there. As Guerrero got on the backside of the 19. You saw him wiggle just a little bit. Breaks up that inside lane.
Logan Helton in the 63 out in front, but remember, he is now at the tail end of the lead lap. So Logan Helton back on the lead lap. He needs the caution.
And right now, would be the best friend for Tyler Miller, as long as he's not caught up in it. Would be Logan Helton be back in the lead lap, and that puts Miller into the catbird seat for that free pass. That time by Miller was ahead of the race leader of Zach Workman, so could really work out well here. You see how aggressive these lap cars are and trying to get back into it here as they work down the backstretch.
Tyler Miller in the 24 has the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. on his bumper. Miller can make something happen here for himself if he can clear the 19. Let me tell you, the 19 of Zach Workman is loving seeing all these cars that are not his competition surrounding him. They are acting as a buffer between him and second place of the 33. But the more that 24 starts to inch forward, the more that 19 is concerned about what the 33 is doing.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more concerned about what he's doing, trying to keep air to that car. We've seen multiple cars already have overheating issues being tucked up for so long. Workman still your race leader. He is the orange and black number 19. He is your current race leader right there behind the 63 of Logan Helton. Helton, the last car on the lead lap currently. They're going to come across the stripe, put lap 59 in the books. We'll have 41 to go when they cross the stripe.
Tyler Miller now door to door with the 23 of Logan Helton. These guys are back on the lead lap. They are leading the tail end of this field. Workman, your race leader, but Jim Maier in the 95 working that outside lane. He might ruin the 24 and the 63. Should we get a caution, all it takes is just an inch, Al. Just an inch.
That's all. That's what I'm told. Awkward silence.
It's like we were waiting for someone to say that, you know, rowboat to England kind of thing, but no one did.
Yeah, I know. It's all good. How about this now? Jim Maier trying to work his way in to the race lead, and Les Levy being very potent on the outside lane. I think that's where he's ran the whole entire race, other than when coming to pit road. But right now he's up there, and as I say that, he's gonna make a liar out of me. He shakes and bakes it down to the middle lane to get around the 26 of Hunter Reynolds.
Josh Milam in the 7, who got caught up in some incident earlier tonight, drops down to the inside, stays down below the yellow line.
That's
Not
hard
the
to do,
night that Milam would like to have, but
no,
that's the hand he's been dealt.
Yep. And it's not over with yet. We've seen it time and time again. It's hard to do to get out of the way there, but that was nice driver etiquette right there for the driver.
All right, we are working lap 62 of 94. Jim Maier is our race leader, so that has put Tyler Miller, Logan Helton, and Vicente Guerrero behind him. And here comes the 62 of Les Levy to shake things up. He's got some big help from the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. That's shake and bake 62 up on the high side. Well, each and every time I see that 62 try and inch his way up front, I know it's going to go one of two ways. He's not going to back down, or he's going to get caught up in the wreck that happens.
Easy, KR. Don't put that voodoo on him, sir.
I didn't say he was going to win.
Well, I'd take winning. You're saying that over saying he's going to wreck.
I didn't say that. He's going to get caught up.
Just take it up with him. I'll give you the phone number to our lawyer. Just hit me up.
Les already has my phone number.
All right. Well, you might be getting a phone call then.
Ouch. I forgot he has my phone number.
Yeah, you're going to be in trouble now, sir.
I'm going to give you my phone now.
I won't answer it. I don't answer mine now, as you know.
Last time we answered phones. Never mind.
Well, last time we talked on the telephone, it was the disgusting airfare that was, well, the planes were being dropped out of the sky for grounding issues.
Yep. All right.
It happens.
It happens only to us, but it happens.
Exactly. Let's Levy on the outside, but Jim Maier going to get pushed out back to the point over the 63 of Logan Helton. And right now, if you're Logan Helton, how hard do you push the 95, knowing you have to be in front of that 24 in case the yellow flag were to come out?
I don't know. If you're in the 95 and that 24 is pushing hard, I say let the 24 go.
You let them drop down in front of you and use the draft?
Yeah, your fight's with the 63. You want to keep the 63 behind you.
Right.
Now, Logan Helton, championship contender, but the 24 Tyler Miller is not. And here's the thing, Tyler Miller, even though he didn't advance into the round of 8, that's a guy that usually shows up to prove a point.
Yeah.
And so let that 24 go if it comes down to it.
He's a lightning in a bottle, that's for sure. He can pop off a win anytime he gets the chance up at the front like he is tonight and gets a clean run. I will say just like his car says, most of the time he ends up with a disturbed wreck or something like that that's out of his control that takes him out of contention, KR, and it's a tough break because Miller, one of the fastest drivers in this field. I would say, well, you can say that about one of the 37 drivers or 38 drivers that sign in to do racing here with us on Monday nights, that they're all the best. That's why they're here on Monday nights in the invite-only series, here for the OP Premier Series. And, well, the season's starting to wind down all across the board in their 3 disciplines, but keep an eye out. And if you are interested in getting involved, I'm sure that OP has some openings and would love to maybe take a look at you. Will we see you out on the track, KR?
You will not see me out there, no.
All right, you sold your steering wheel, didn't you?
No, I still have it, but I can tell. Any good driver knows when it's time to call it quits. And one of the reasons why I've had to call it quits and running with these guys is I just don't do enough laps to be as sharp as they are.
I started out running the first couple races with their Saturday night shows with the pickup trucks, and the first night went pretty good, and after that, well, I went to school in a real hurry, let's just put it that way. So these guys are good and do this a lot for a reason. It is enjoyable, but there is a lot of craft to it as well.
Green flag pit stops have fired off. Sebastian Marin on the pit road. So too is the 63 of Logan Helton, the 95 of Jim Maier. Everyone on the pit road, they are down and away. I should say everyone that was on pit road is down and away. Les Levy leads the next group of drivers on the pit road. Couple drivers locking up the brakes. 3 wide entry on the pit lane, getting a little bit tight. One car in trouble. Zach Workman hitting his stall perfectly there. I saw one car sideways, wasn't sure who that was, couldn't quite make it out. Might have been Jeff Crosby Sr.
I believe that might have been who it was, but now the yellow flag coming out. Brian Wang in the 05 in trouble. Championship driver, big damage marked man involved as well, KR. As smoke billows from the 05 as we're underneath our 3rd yellow flag of the evening.
And that is a caution flag that nobody wanted to see. Yellow flag comes out, Brian Wang up in smoke. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here to set this yellow flag for tonight's race. And looks like Mark Mann got a bit loose there. Let's see if we can't back this up. a little bit further. All right, we've backed this up just a little bit. Ryan Wang, Kevin Freis, Gabe Butler in the 88. Onto the backstretch, the field merges, including the 04 of Mark Mann. 21 of Daniel Holloway gets a bit out of shape, and that is what really sets this off. That is a unique one for sure. All right, let's take another look at this, Al. Why don't you call what you see?
Yeah, they're coming up through the gears. And it looks like Mark Mann comes out on the racetrack looking backwards right now. And the pack coming with a head of steam in front of them, or in the back of them, and Holloway jumps out of the gas and, oh, there's contact, and that put him up. That looked like a weird, I will say, iRacing electrical issue right there for the way Holloway's car jumbled like that, KR.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Holloway there, but it was one of the things that triggered it.
Now the question is, who got the free pass? Who's back on the lead lap and who's still trapped down? Because that happened amidst green flag pit stops. Looks like Logan Helton still down one lap, as Rick Siebrands is your race leader. So if he stays out, well, now it looks like Siebrands is behind him. So maybe they'll take a wave around if you're the 63 of Helton.
Well, Siebrands last on pit road on lap 66. So the 63 of Logan Helton last on pit road on lap 65.
I think he came down for that. He was on that first wave of pit stops. So I think he would be fine to go with 25 laps to go. Might just have to come down a lap early if he does get that wave around. But we've talked about in the past and even tonight how pitting first is not necessarily the worst idea. It's very interesting.
All right, moment of truth. This field is starting to shape up. I think the lights are going to go out on the pace car this time. So Logan Helton will take the wave around. 071 of Eric Glory will take the wave around. That will put them both back on the lead lap. Few drivers at the tail end of this field do come down pit road. Daniel Holloway, Mark Mann, Jeff Crosby Sr., Sean Stevens. They all hit pit road. So as the lights go out on the Ford Mustang, Eric Glory drives around. More of Rick Siebrands stays tight behind the pace car. That will give us 28 cars on the lead lap, Al. That means 28 cars, as of right now, have a shot at winning this race.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for as a competitor is you want to be in a shot where, well, someone's telling you there's a chance. Especially on these super speedway racing, we see it time and time again. Anything can happen. And we even talked to Sebastian Marin about it, KR. He said, I just want to survive. If I can survive, get through it, to put myself in a position, you know, surviving is what got him here to the round of 8.
Oh, you ever been in the round of 8, Al? In a battle like this?
No.
Yeah, me either. I don't know how I'd handle the pressure.
Well, only in bowling, but I feel like that's probably a little bit different.
Well, let's say you're in playoffs. You're 2 rounds away from something. You're 2 rounds away from winning your playoff battle.
Can't really think about it for starters.
Yeah.
You don't want to think about it, because as soon as you start thinking about, hey, if I win this match or if I win this race, I'm gonna move on to the round of 4. Something usually goes bad. You know, you're gonna get a flat tire. You're gonna get bumped just the wrong way, and it's gonna send you and cause a big one. There's a lot of things that can happen. So I think these drivers right now are just trying to maximize their position on track. Rick Siebrands, though, in the catbird seat with 24 laps to go. We do know at least one more green flag pit stop here tonight, assuming we go green to checkered from this point forward. The field works down through the tri-oval into the restart zone, and Siebrands will jump on the gas pedal first with Les Levy on the outside. And Levy trying to make a statement here tonight, KR. I'm pretty sure of it. He's been sporty, he's been up front all night, and he's been aggressive.
Yeah, I'd love to see Les Levy come away with this race win here tonight, only because that throws a wrench in all of our championship contenders, but also because Les Levy does work hard, and each and every win that he gets it's a big win. As we got trouble down the backstretch, caution flag coming out. Cody Nagels shooting down to the inside, contact with him and the 88 of Gabe Butler.
Gabe Butler involved in heavy smoke coming from the Guinness 88 of Butler. Not what he wants to see, but has plenty of times, assuming he has not used the backup car.
Those 2 cars taking a hard hit here, so let's back it up and see what happened. Kevin Freis off the quarter panel of the 6 of Cody Nagels, and then Cody collecting the 88. You can see slight contact there, and man, Sebastian Marin squeezes through that one.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, huh?
That is the saying. Let's go on the board with the 23. And the 88 of Gabe Butler disappears at the right time.
Gotta love those physics.
Good old iRacing physics just saved the 23 of Sebastian Marin. If Sebastian Marin wins the championship this season, that right there is what I say got it to him.
I would say so. That was, I will stand by my statement. It is better to be lucky than good at that point.
Yeah.
Gabe Butler down and away, jumped into the backup car. He will continue on the lead lap. So for you Gabe Butler fans, he is still on the lead lap, still in contention, back there in 28th position. Now I do believe Josh Milam should be in the free pass position. I do believe, KR.
I don't know. Everyone on the pit road. Let's see what we find out here.
Yep, looks like he got waved around the pace cars. So Josh Milam, one of those dark horse threats here on any given Monday night. That could go to victory lane.
All right, so the 7 making his way around. Richard Sanchez comes off of pit road with the race lead. Brian Wang, Vicente Guerrero, all trapped between our race leader and the pace car. Throw in the 44 of Anthony English, but Anthony English multiple laps down.
Yeah, take a deep breath here for a moment. So it looks like right now Guerrero, English, and Wang are going to elect to take the wave around, KR. Is that how you're seeing it? They're in front of our race leader of Sanchez.
Yeah, they're going to take the wave around. Guerrero. Wang.
So that'll put 31 cars back on the lead lap. And you know, Wang got involved in the yellow number 3 here tonight when, well, something happened to Holloway's car that is a little bit mysterious. And I believe that's not the first time that we've seen something like that happen here at Talladega.
So Al, one of our local tracks here in my area, one of our drivers hit the racetrack for the first time in probably 15 years, I think is what it said.
Okay.
It was someone I talked to, known, hung out with. He was in a street stock race, ended up tumbling, and things are not good for him.
Oh no.
So that happened 2 weeks ago. I'm still talking to some people about it, so splitting my time a little bit here, guys. I do apologize, but when a serious incident like this comes up, it's hard not to participate in some of the discussions.
Yep. Well, we hope for a speedy recovery, or at least a turnaround in what sounds like a very rough situation right now. So our thoughts are with him and his family and his fans.
Well, he's got lots of fans and family, and like I said, someone I talked to quite a bit, hung out with, and had lots of friends in the area. So definitely has affected our little racing community. Ooh. The dark side of racing that we never really talk about.
Yep. It's all a risk that we take when we strap in.
And I will say that while this guy's been in the hospital, while he's been able to talk each and every time, he's more worried about everyone else around him than he is about himself.
Usually the way it is, right? You worry about making sure everybody else is okay and not traumatized, and hopefully that means it's a good sign that he's on the mend, KR. Meanwhile, Pate's car down and away. It'll be 19 laps to go. I am not sure if we can make it from this point forward on fuel. I believe we'll have to stop maybe one more time, but we'll see if anybody tries to stretch it. Green flag is up. We're back underway.
Yeah, I think you get one caution flag. You may be able to stretch it, but you're going to have to start saving fuel from this moment on and take that gamble that it won't go into extra laps. But heck, as soon as we know what's getting ready to happen now, they find a way to tell us we're wrong.
Yeah, well, I think that's just what it is. They listen to us and say, well, let's prove them wrong tonight. Siebrands out on the front of this one, getting a good push. By the 46 of Overstreet. Jim Maier right there as well, close in tow. 510 of Sanchez down low with that Jasper Engines Ford Mustang out to the point. And here comes that cooler, the number 4 of Siebrands. You think he's keeping that wild turkey chilled behind him?
I sure hope so, because if not, that'd be disappointing.
As long as they don't mix any of that Valvoline in there.
Oh, you're missing out if you haven't mixed Valvoline in.
No, I prefer not to try that.
A little bit of vodka, a little bit of Wild Turkey 101, a little bit of Valvoline.
Sounds like a cocktail.
All right, we're on board with the 27 of Sean Stevens. Right now, Stevens in 29th spot as he is looking out at most of the drivers in front of us. Going to have 17 laps to go. Do want to make sure I thank you all for joining us here tonight. Al, you know, one of the great things is we get to talk racing, but we also get to talk to the people in chat. They always let us know who they're rooting for, who they think is going to win, and that's always a great thing to see.
It is, and right now we got a good number of viewers in there. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. We're into the double digits. These drivers get excited about that. They tell us that each and every week. The more thumbs that they get, the harder they go. So keep an eye on that number as we get ready to go. And it is Siebrands still showing the way. You see drop down in front, leaving Overstreet to lead that top lane. With the extreme high side being led by the 59 of Guerrero. Or Guerrera, excuse me. You can send the fines to KR.
You didn't roll your R's, so it's not correct either way.
All right. Either way, I'm sorry to the driver there.
Hey, how about that? John Guerrero in the 59 is working outside.
He is.
And he doesn't want to roll his car. Maybe an R. He's from Canada.
Yes.
So, I mean, if he does roll his car, does he apologize to everybody in front of him, behind him?
I don't think so.
How does that work?
I'm not really sure.
How does a race car driver... Oh, and into the wall. Oh
boy.
Dead. Oh, boy.
There's that yellow flag that we needed. Oh, trouble. Rick
Still
Siebrands
crashing.
going around. Oh, boy. Peter DeBorgia.
Still crashing.
That happened as everybody was slowing up. I saw the car just kind of, when you roll out of the gas station, they get a little bit light, and I think there was contact there between Peter DeBorgia and Siebrands. A lot to unpack in this yellow flag.
All right, let's get right into it. This yellow flag brought to you by Al Smith. Sean McCarr smacking into Tyler Miller. But let's look at what happened here after the 4 and the 12 make contact. That collects the 40.
Yep. And the 53 of Dave Hunt, just nowhere to go.
And the 53 of Dave Hunt. But our first caution, or the initial issue of the caution, coming from Sean McCarr getting caught up into with the 31. Oop, I hit the wrong button, my bad.
Looks like the car in front of him.
Do what?
Looked like the car in front of him kind of got squeezed up and McCarr had nowhere to go. I believe that might have been Gilchrist.
Yeah, the 31 of Casey Gilchrist and Sean McCarr make contact with the outside wall. So after the first two stages were being very clean, very thoughtful, and respectful, it seems like this final stage here, that pressure had been mounting, something I talked about a little bit ago or earlier. As that pressure mounts, it gets harder and harder.
It does, and we talk about that. The drivers didn't want to talk about it in the pre-race, but you know that they're all thinking about that they need to finish up inside the highest as they can for the point situation. They all know two of them will point their way into the final four, two potentially to lock themselves in by going to victory lane, and that starts here tonight. Or are we going to see a spoiler? Is this the season of spoilers, KR? We've had 3 to start the playoffs.
Well, I'm not for sure what's going to happen, but I do know I need to step away for a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to go green flag racing once again. Al, this race going to have 12 laps to go. Keep in mind, we do have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered.
That we do. It'll be 12 laps to go, and right now your race leader, David Overstreet, who's elected to stay out. KR, interesting play call. You said maybe someone tries to stretch it with one yellow flag. Well, maybe we got it. We'll find out here. The Ford Mustang Mustang will come down pit road to go to the charging station and, well, hopefully stay there for the remainder of the evening. But it is David Overstreet and John Guerrera up at the front. Les Levy and David Booth in row number 2. That's your first 2 cars. Nate Warren and Hunter Reynolds in row 3. Siebrands and Maier.
This is
all back there.
That is a rough start here.
Yeah, the outside
Not sure
lane.
what happened there.
Missing man formation, KR.
46.
Outside lane.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the outside lane really not formed up at the start of that one. That's going to allow Overstreet to jump out to the early race lead on this restart. Now Booth gets to the backside of Guerrera as they work down the backstretch, and already Logan Helton working to the outside. Sanchez sees the run coming. He'll swing to the outside. They are 3 wide back here outside the top 10.
Not too long ago, Logan Helton was fighting to be on the lead lap. Championship contender. That is a driver who never gives up. He is here for the long haul, does every lap that he can, and it looks like for tonight it could pay off. Josh Milam in the 7, we saw him go a lap down. He's back into this thing, and he is second car on the inside line. Just goes to show you, Al, just because you go a lap down doesn't mean you give up. Right now we have 31 cars on the lead lap. The only car right now out of this race, that is the 12 of Zach Fritsch.
Yeah, Zach Fritz having heavy contact with the inside wall, still at the infield care center, so we wish Zach the best of luck. KR, I heard it knocked his toupee back to his forepay, so he hit pretty hard. Oh, trouble. Sanchez sideways in front of championship contenders. Oh, Kevin Freis hard. Hard contact. Jim Maier trying to wrestle his car. In yellow flag coming out once again as Jimmy Reynolds slows down. I don't believe he was involved. If he was, very minimum. But I saw Kevin Freis involved in this one. Heavy contact to the outside retaining wall. We'll see when producer KR has it all queued up.
Taking a look here, you see Sanchez making contact as we ride on board with Brian Wang.
And I can tell you, KR, that Wang is out of backup cars, so hopefully the damage is not too severe on this championship hopeful. Nice driving. I know it took some shots there as we were just on board looking out the backside of the 05.
Yeah, it looks like just the 510 getting a little bit wiggly. Not sure if it was help from behind or just going into the corner. We've seen these cars get loose going into the corner. So, I don't know.
Hard to say.
Close to tell.
Yep. But unfortunately knocks a few of our championship rivals into a precarious situation. We'll see how many come down pit road to take a look at damage. I would think that maybe Kevin Freis and Wang will come down pit road. Sanchez is coming down. So a slew of different agendas, some track position as people come down pit road if they were involved in that wreck with just 10 laps to go. I don't believe fuel is an issue at this point.
don't know. I mean, it's still going to be close for the drivers who last hit pit road on lap 73. Because if we go into extra laps, that is going to set them back. But I think with these 2 cautions, they're going to have enough fuel. As long as they are saving correctly, they'll have enough fuel to make it to the end.
Yeah, at least to the scheduled distance. Right now, the front 6 cars, all non-chasers. You got David Overstreet leading it. David Booth runs second. Les Levy third. John Guerrero and Josh Milam is fifth. Nate Warren sixth. Seventh spot is the 63 of Logan Helton. He's your first championship eligible driver in seventh, followed by Siebrands and Workman in eighth and ninth. And Holloway rounding out your top 10. Makes you want a Hershey kiss, doesn't it? Have a little bit of a sweet tooth right now.
There isn't much persuasion needed for me to have a Hershey kiss.
The only thing I need is a little bit of some pain medicine in my bed.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I took a sleeping pill last night.
Yeah.
And those things
work.
They work. These sleeping pills, they work as a sleeping pill for someone like me, which is kind of disappointing because what they really are for the psychotic people who think they are multiple people inside of one brain.
Gotcha.
And so what it is it kind of slows the brain down for a person who knows where they are. It really knocks you out. So I took one of those last night, and all day today I was a zombie.
Had a little bit of lasting effects, eh?
It did. I was not ready. I was not ready.
Oh Lord. 8 laps to go as they cross the stripe. They'll come to the green flag for 7 as the lights are out on the Ford Mustang pace car.
Yeah, here we go. Now we're gonna get 7 laps to go when the green flag comes out. Checkered flag motorsports running a 1 and 2 right now. Could even throw in Les Levy in the 62 in the second row outside for Checkered Flag Motorsports. So we'll see what these guys got. They got the numbers in the front, but are they going to go 3 wide and try and hold everyone behind them?
I think we're not done seeing the 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide, KR. You got some guys that are going to be in desperation mode, especially if they're involved in that last wreck. They're going to want to try to get as many positions as possible. Who's your money on? You had to go to the casino right now.
My money is on Zach Fritsch not getting back out there.
Oh, I already put my money on that. I think we'll share it with Fritz. The word is he is out of the infield care center. Is talking in alert, so that's good.
Is he ever really hurt?
Well, that's not for me to say.
Okay. Well, Zach Fritsch, Anthony English, the only 2 cars not on track. Tyler Miller, the only car on track that is not on the lead lap. 30 cars going to go after it on the lead lap. Once this green flag flies, 7 laps to go. Wild Turkey 101, driven by the 46 of David Overstreet. David Booth in the 77 CFM machine to his inside. Then it's John Guerrero and Les Levy for row number 2. Green flag is out, and once again, a very scattered start.
Yeah, and Overstreet really out there, sitting ducked, I would say too far out there. He's going to have to back it up. as the outside lane of Les Levy and Nate Warner are going to have a head of steam. But they decide to stay tucked in line for the time being. Now Overstreet down to the inside, Levy to the middle. When does Workman pop out? We have DeBorgia working the outside, and he is bringing the 63 at Logan Helton with him. Helton backs out of it as the 21 of Holloway slides to the outside lane. So now here comes Kevin Freis. He was just involved in that last wreck. In the backup car this time by, at least 6 laps to go. They are stacked up, jammed up, and jelly tight off of turn number 4.
David Overstreet, Les Levy, and Daniel Holloway lead their respective lanes. We're going to have 6 laps to go. And this field looks far from settled. Everyone scratching and clawing now to try and gain every advantage that they can.
And that time on the entry to turn number 1, the 63 of Helton got a little bit crossed up there. His car did a little did-I-do. Meanwhile, here comes Daniel Holloway with a great push from the 40 of DeBorgia. Holloway to the point, down the backstretch with a head of steam, and here comes Kevin Freis in tow. Kevin, oh, trouble. Overstreet gets touched by Les Levy.
Oh, my goodness.
A big one.
Oh,
Lord.
Josh Milam up and over.
Oh, man, I believe Logan Helton got touched just as he was almost by. Oh, tough break here. Multiple cars involved. And the yellow flag will come out with coming to 5 laps to go. And I'm trying to find the 63 of Logan Helton to see what kind of damage he has. Sebastian Marin in well. Oh, Josh Milam up and over. How many times have we said this season, KR?
Quite a few, it seems like.
Yeah, probably more than Josh would like us to. That is for sure.
I will say the 7 did end up on all 4s. He was able to roll a little bit further and shut it down and climb out under his own power. Trying to back this up far enough. Let's go off the nose of the 27 of Sean Stevens. And you can see the mayhem that goes on.
Did a good job slowing up. I know it made a little bit of contact with Milam, but a good heads up driving by the 27 of Sean Stevens there, KR.
Just amazing how quick that track gets closed off.
It is, you know, it's hard to explain, but you're going 190 miles an hour or so down the backstretch, and just one wrong move, someone breathes on the car just wrong, and it sets them sideways. And that's all she writes for a bunch of cars that were minding their own business.
A little bit of contact for the 63 of Logan Helton.
He did a good job keeping the car rolling.
Yeah, did all he could to keep it rolling, grabs the gear and gets going.
It's not been the playoffs that Helton would want. Had the electrical issues a few races ago. Has been caught up in some instances. Just made it into the round of 8 by the skin of his teeth, thankfully for having such a great regular season. And now, a start to the round of 8, a little bit dismal. I know it's not over with yet, KR. We're looking like we're going to head into overtime, but not the start if you're a Logan Helton fan.
Not for this particular situation, no. But what if? Now hear me out.
All right.
What if Logan Helton, returning champion, is going, I want to lull everybody into a sense of superiority, and then he's going to show up and pounce and win every race from here on out?
I mean, we've seen the kid get really hot in a hurry. It could happen, KR. I'm not going to say it's out of the realm. This time by, I'm assuming we'll get the 1 to go. The lights should go out on the pace car.
Jim Maier, Rick Siebrands, championship contenders and previous champions. Logan Helton, a previous champion. Zach Freis looking for his first one. Same too with Sebastian Marin, Brian Wang, Gabe Butler, Zach Workman. All these guys, all championship caliber drivers. But we have 4 laps to go. Going to make it 3 as the lights go out on this pace car. It will be an organic attempt at a green-white checkered.
So you're saying we have 3 attempts at it, possibly?
We will have 3 attempts, yes. One of them...
Do you think we need all 3?
Oofta. Do I think it? Yes. Do I hope it? No, because I want to see this one go its regular distance. I've never been a fan of these green-white checkered attempts, but I also understand it and appreciate it. So we'll see. We'll see. We did, Al, I don't know if you noticed, but Miss Tammy chimed in.
I did. I saw that.
I did not. I just now saw it. Hi, Miss Tammy. Thanks
it
for
just
coming
happened.
by. Oh, it did? Oh.
It did.
I thought maybe I missed it.
It was when, when Logan just barely got clipped by Vicente Guerrero in this last yellow flag.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hi, Tammy. She thinks I'm cute.
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
Everyone else?
I would say your wife.
I don't know if she thinks I'm cute. I was just doing that to make you jealous.
Well, I mean, it doesn't take much.
Bobby Helton's here. How you doing, Bobby? He's saying hello. They're starting to come out of the woodwork, Al. They're rooting for that driver now. Getting down to the nitty gritty.
Told us to keep an eye on that 63. He's going to start on the outside lane. If he can get out there, he will jump out to the outside lane. And I agree with you, Bobby. If anybody can do it from that far deep, I believe Logan is one of a few drivers that can make it work that far back. But how about Kevin Freis up at the front of the field now? KR just 2 yellows to go. He was put in the outside wall. Now ready to make a splash into a cereal bowl with that Kellogg's Cornflakes number 25.
Here we go into that restart zone. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go. Kevin Freis leading all championship contenders into turn number 1. Can he hold on to it?
All the way getting up through the gears. Here comes Kevin Freis. He's got Hunter Reynolds right to the back bumper of him. Here comes Gilchrist as well. Here comes this 510 of Sanchez. He's leading the outside lane. It's being pushed by the 23 of Sebastian Marin and Logan Helton. Already 3x3 this time in the turn number 3. It could be the penultimate time, but will we get to the white flag?
Got to get to the white flag to make it official. The 25 and the 95 of Jim Maier side by side through turns 3 and 4. Here they come heading to the white flag. Al, that white silk is flying, as you like to say.
It is flying as they work down the back or down here across the light. Next flag will end it. Kevin Freis, your point leader. Here comes Jim Maier out to the outside as well. 2x2, leaving the inside lane open for Daniel Holloway, who will drop out down. Kevin Freis leads the way. Here comes Brian Wang. He'll be the first car to drop down to the inside. Here comes Hunter Reynolds. They are going to be 3 wide. Jim Maier getting a good push to the point.
The 95 easily clears the 25. Oh, Sebastian Marin, big wiggle. He holds on to it. Here they come off of turn number 4. That checkup from the 23 has got everyone holding their breath, but they hold on to it. Middle lane now has the race lead. Richard Sanchez going to lead his way into the tri-oval. Can he hold on to it and win the race? Here comes Jim Maier on the inside, and at the line, somehow The 63 of Logan Helton steals the win.
Oh my God. Down a lap for more than a quarter of this race, gets back on the lead lap. Bobby Helton called it. The seas parted in your race winner and first driver to win in the playoffs. That's a playoff driver will run for a championship, for a back-to-back championship this season is the 63 of Logan Helton, and he is going to be pumped up. Heartbreak for Sanchez, did everything right, just lost it at the end just by a mere inches.
All right, final lap one more time. We're on board with the 63 of Logan Helton for this one. As the field makes its way around, Logan Helton going to celebrate this win onto the backstretch. You see the 63, fourth car in this line here. That outside line gets a huge run. Jim Maier drops down to the inside. Logan Helton stays high, wide, and handsome. Comes off of turn number 4 as the lead car in the third lane. Kevin Harvick's called the closer. The 63 really found a way to close this one out and comes away with the race win.
Amazing job, amazing set of eyes. Excuse me. Amazing just IQ, would say, for super speedway racing, Rogers. All you can really say, to kind of be patient enough to wait for the holes to open. KR, I mean. Don't shoot me.
Al, why don't you talk to our race winner? That is the 63 of Logan Helton.
Logan Helton down here in victory lane. Well, I climbed in the cars. He's doing the Polish victory lap with to his fans. And Logan, to say that you are going to win this race, it kind of looked a little bit bleak on the middle section of this race. How'd you make it happen? You used a good strategy. Talk us through that last lap. How did you get to the front?
Well, the way we got to the front is still a mystery to me because I haven't had a chance to go back and look. All I know is I was on the high side and the bottom 2 lanes were doing some stuff, and then I was leading the high side. And, at the very end there, I got a huge push from Dave Hunt, and I mean, that win is all to him. I mean, he did an amazing job pushing me and sticking with me there to the tri-oval. And, I wouldn't have won that if it wasn't for him. We were a lap down at some point because of my amazing mistake down pit road. I thought, since I didn't get any stage points tonight, I think I finished 6th in stage 1, but that's not enough to make me feel good on points. And if I didn't finish in the top 5, I thought I was going to have to go out and win next week. And then, we come out here, get this win, and, be the first driver locked in the Final 4 is pretty cool. And we have a chance to go to Daytona and defend our championship.
Take it for a minute.
Oh, sure. All right, so Logan, Al's dying. It's fine.
Oh, no.
Don't worry about him. But Logan, man, I'll tell you what, that 63 trying to defend its back-to-back championship status, if you will, locked into that playoff battle or the championship 4. What are you going to do next race now that you know you're in the 4 and you really don't have a lot to lose?
It's Help Jim and Rick night next week. We're gonna do what we can to get them locked in. We're at Bumpy Daytona. I hope we're at Bumpy Daytona, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think we are.
Yeah, so we should be able
Bumpy
to work together.
Daytona next week, and then Daytona for the closeout.
Yeah, so we should be able to work together pretty good there. But it's just gonna be helping them and trying to get all 3 of us into this Final 4. That would be a pretty cool sight. I'm pretty sure I'm locked in, of course. Jim looked pretty good on points there, and hopefully we can get Rick win next week so he can get locked in. But getting a good finish for Jim there was pretty cool. And we'll just go out there and try and get Rick a win next week.
All right, man. Well, nice job winning this one here tonight. Shout outs, thank yous, final things you need to say, including what it was you had to eat and drink.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone at OP that makes this possible. I'd like to thank my team at Alliance Motorsports for being supportive and helping us out. I'd like to thank my left foot for using the brakes very well on pit entry there in stage 2. I'd like to thank Nexus Esports, Roasted Gems Coffee, Dubby Energy. I'd like to thank you guys at Turn 3 Racing Network. Did I already say that? I can't remember. Thank you to you guys at Turn 3 Racing Network for putting on the broadcast. And tonight, well, okay, this is weird. I didn't actually eat a meal before this race because I was still full from a late lunch at Waffle House. So I got the All-Star at Waffle House, if that counts.
I mean, anytime you eat at Waffle House, that is the recipe for success.
That is. So maybe no, that's too expensive. I can't make this a routine. So we'll just one off this one.
All right, one off. It is the 63 of Logan Helton, your race winner and the first driver locked into the championship for Logan. Once again, nice job.
Thank you very much.
Now we move on to our driver who has finished in second place, and that is none other than Richard Sanchez. We'll see if we can get a word in with him. If you give me just a moment. Al, are you unalived yet?
I'm breathing for the time being.
You want to do second place?
Sure. Thanks for bailing me out there, KR.
All right, that's fine. If you're ready for second, I'll let you have it.
Absolutely.
All right, Richard Sanchez, our driver, who brings it home in second place.
Yeah, we're down here with Richard Sanchez looking around this Jasper Ford Mustang, and Richard, oh so close, ran a great race. Going to come home with that number 2 spot. Not quite probably where you want to be, but overall a really good night here at Talladega, almost playing spoiler.
Oh yeah, it was a good race overall. I thought, especially there at the end, I had a blast anyway. Everybody seemed to be keeping their lines pretty good, and I was looking for a P to push to the front, and I found James, and then got him there, and then I was kind of like, okay, now what do I do?
Well, how difficult is that when you're up front like that? You know, coming to these closing stages, you got teammates, you got friends that are racing for this championship, and then you also, you want to win yourself. I know the big picture is getting the team a championship, but if it came down to it, taking the win away from and making it so no one is locked in, is that the top priority for someone outside of the chase at this point in the season?
Yeah, for me, and always, my first thought coming into the season is I want to win every race, just like everybody else. And the championship points in that fall where they may. But every race, first priority is trying to win or at least place as far forward as you can,
Yep. Well, you did a good job with that tonight. You're going to come home as a runner-up here. Next week, we head to the Bumpy Road Daytona. What's your outlook? Do you like that racetrack? What's your thoughts headed into the final race of the round of 8?
Same with this one. Try and come in and win it, but that track is hard on me. It's hard to hang on, and
Yep.
Especially with everybody else around you doing the same thing. So it's just a hit and miss with that one for sure.
It is definitely a wild card and one that the fans out there will not want to miss. But why don't we roll the red carpet out, let you thank those that all work behind the scenes to get you here for a podium finish here tonight.
Yeah, first and foremost, OP Racing for letting me race, and then you guys up in the broadcast booth, always putting on a good show for us, and then my teammates. That's about it.
Well, congratulations, Richard. We hope to maybe talk to you next week in one position higher. That'd be something down at Daytona. Until then, buddy, take care of yourself, and we'll see you on the racetrack.
Hey, that'll work for me. Y'all take care.
There you go, KR. That is your second place driver here tonight. Loses, I shouldn't say that. Comes home second by mere inches to Logan Helton. And I believe you've caught up with our third driver here tonight that finishes on the last spot of the podium.
I have caught up with the driver of the 95. That is Jim Maier. Jim, congratulations on third place here tonight.
Yeah, thanks. good run there. Lucky for me, I still feel bad about last week, man. I took a lot of guys out last week with my my mistake and wrecking a lot of cars. So lucky and fortunate to be here. Appreciate the shot from Hunter and the big run down the back from Richard there. So appreciate those guys giving me the good push. Thought we might have a chance, but man, that high lane kept on rocking and rolling with Logan up there. That was a good win for him.
Yeah, that high line came in big time for the driver of the 63, but the 95, you're not necessarily locked in, but you bring home second place amongst championship contenders. So that's got to feel good. How do you feel your chances are for the final race in the round of 8 next week?
Yeah, same strategy tonight. If we can be there at the end and have a good points night next week, we should be sitting in a good spot. That was the goal tonight, was get some points. In this league, every point matters. So, feeling pretty good, but I mean, you never know how these things go. So, gotta stay clean next week and get some points.
All right, man. Well, a solid run here tonight. A great race overall here tonight for Alliance Motorsports. Shout outs, thank yous that you'd like to give.
Yeah, again, to the guys at Alliance. I know Rick didn't have a best night. Got shuffled back there a little bit. Mark and Daniel, they're not in it, but they're still supportive. So, huge shout out to those guys. Big shout out to Logan. Big win for him. Of course, all the guys at OP putting the races on. Of course, you guys up in the booth putting on the show.
All right, that is the 95 of Jim Maier bringing it home in third place here tonight, the final step of the podium. And so, Al, with that being said, there is nothing left but to go through tonight's results. So, Logan Helton, Richard Sanchez, and Jim Maier, your top 3 finishers. Then Dave Hunt and Kevin Freis round out your top 5. Hunter Reynolds, David Overstreet, Sebastian Marin, Brian Wang, and Casey Gilchrist in 6th through 10th.
11th will go to Les Levy. Zach Workman will come home 12th. 13th to Cody Nagels. 14th to Jeffrey Crosby. And Sean Stevens rounds out your top 15.
16th place goes to John Guerrero, Daniel Holloway in 17th, Jimmy Reynolds in 18th. 19th goes to David Booth and Nate Warren in 20th.
The remainder of your field will be Rick Siebrands in the 4-car 21st, Gabe Butler 22nd. Jeffrey Crosby Sr. will come home in the 23rd spot, 24th to Eric Laurie. Mark Mann 25th, Sean McCara, Peter DeBorgia, Andy Brigante, Tyler Miller, and Vicente Guerrero, your top 30. Josh Milam, Anthony English, and Zach Fritz, your 33rd car. On the timing scoring here, next week, KR, the Bumpy Road Daytona. We're going to see a lot of action, the cars bouncing around. We're going to see a lot of contact, whether it's on purpose or by mistake, just virtue of that racing surface.
Yeah, that is one way to look at it, by virtue of the racing surface. But guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Al, thank you very much for being here. We hope you can power through whatever is ailing you. It doesn't look comfortable, as you've sent me a picture. So,
no, I think the fever crept back in on me around just past the halfway point of that 3rd stage. So, I'm headed to bed, KR. I'm gonna go take some medicine and lay down my non-sexy body, as you hold the title of that.
All right, well, Al, man, I'll tell you what, each and every time you come into the booth with me, it's always a pleasure. So hopefully you get some rest and you're ready to rock and roll for Monday night. So with that being said, guys, Al will be here next Monday night, hopefully healthy and cheery. But don't forget, this Wednesday is the Wednesday night, the Grand National Series, as they have their championship race. And that one is down to the final 4 drivers. We will see Vicente Guerrero, Zach Fritz, Jeff Crosby Jr., and Daniel Holloway battle it out for the championship So until then, stay safe and have a good night.